Hello, I'm the Pokemon Fan 993 here, back more Pokemon Scarlet. Today we have the third Ruined Talent Pokemon. This one is Shiny Ting-Lu. So, this is as easy as the other ones are, I'm not going to lie. Now, I'm going to show you this real quick, and I'm going to tell you, if this seems oddly familiar to you, that's because I've used a very similar set before. So, Appletun has a very unique attack called Apple Acid. So, every time it hits, it lowers the defense of the target by one stage. So what I did was I maxed out the PP2 Apple Acid. You're not going to use anything but Apple Acid, by the way. So it's modest. The ability does not matter. I have Gluttony. Doesn't really matter. And then you want the IVs to be max special attack, max defense, and the rest of HP. So basically, this is a special defense, this is a defense, special defense lowering tank. So basically what's going to happen is every time the Pokemon gets hit, Apple Acid is going to lower its special defense by one stage. Then, due to the Shell Bell it holds, it's going to restore HP every time Apple Acid hits. So, unless the opponent gets rid of the special defense debuff, every single time Apple Acid is going to deal more damage and you're going to heal more from Shell Bell. You also want Terra-type Grass, and there really isn't much anything else really to this. You want to make sure Appletun's obviously level 100. So here's Ting-Lu. I've done Ting-Lu before with this exact set, so we're going to go challenge alone. And we're going to obviously get a party here. We're going to get an AI party here. And like I said, in case you guys didn't watch my last video, this is actually on the Switch 2, not the Switch. So you're going to notice before the raids were really frame limited, but in this particular Switch, in the Switch 2 version, it's a lot better. The flow of battle looks better. It seems like everything's a bit more smooth. There's still a couple of raid issues, but nothing too crazy. So Vessel Ruin, first of all, will go into special attack, not a big deal here. And he will use a move called Ruination. He will use it on one random Pokemon. He got me this time. That lowers your HP by half. Luckily, that should not matter with this strategy. So no Apple Acid, you can see it does a small amount of damage, lowers special defense, and then my HP is going to get restored a little bit because of the Shell Bell. Now, I could have used Leech Seed. There's a couple things I could have done to make this raid technically a little bit easier, but I want to make it as simple as possible. So he's going to go for Stomping Tantrum. That's going to do very little damage to me. I'm going to use Apple Acid again. You're going to see him do more damage every single time I use it. And that means I'm slowly getting more HP back per Shell Bell restore as well. So you're going to see him use Heavy Slam and Stomping Tantrum a lot. Neither attack really is that dangerous. I could possibly see... Oh, someone frozen. Cool. I could possibly see him getting maybe lucky on a critical hit. Maybe when you're a bit lower in HP. That's the only way I could see him actually winning this battle, unless he hits your Ruination somehow twice and you're real low in HP. So I think I should have my ability to Terra now, which is going to Terra, and we're going to keep using Apple Acid. The only thing about Apple Acid is that, like I said, it has 10 power points. You're going to want to at least get it to at least 12 power points at the very least, which is 1 power point up, or use 3 power point ups for a max, or a power point max itself in order to max out the power points, which is a 16. So we're going to Terra Grass, Apple Acid. So, if you're having a hard time with this raid, there is one thing you possibly could do if you want to make it a little bit easier, is keep re-rolling partners until you get Arbavia. Arbavia has an ability that when it gets hit, it'll put down grassy terrain. What that does is that increases the power grass moves and hits you and increase your HP by a little bit every single turn that's on the field. Also, he has Sandstorm. He uses about halfway through-ish, and this basically prevents you from using stuff like Rain and stuff. So I think I did this once with a different Pokemon, and basically every time he used Rain Dance, he would just be like, okay, I'm going to put Sandstorm back up. So weather effects are pretty useless against this one. Nothing too crazy, though. So you're going to see him use Heavy Slam a lot because it's the only one he really has, besides Snarl, that can actually do decent anything really good against Appletun. Another thing that might help you if you're still having a hard time somehow is if you re-roll with special attack users. Right now, all 3 users, I think with the exception of Hunter and the Drifblim, I think they're all physical attackers. So obviously, IFS is not helping them at all. He's going for Ruination now. He'll normally use Ruination on whoever he faces. So I've seen him use up to 3 times per battle, but unless he uses it literally 3 times in a row and then hits you with a critical, I don't think you're going to be losing this battle at all. I could see that Hunter burned in, but that's not really a thing. So he's gonna keep negating ability and stats effects. Luckily, the only way he does it is negates the effect on himself, because we're not using abilities or anything like that to do damage to him, do extra damage or whatever, however you want to say it. So actually, we are getting a little bit of help here by Hunter with Shadow Ball. We're actually doing a little bit more damage now because of that. You're going to see at some point, as long as you don't take a shit ton of critical hits, you're actually going to be fine just spamming Apple Acid over and over again. So I think the next Apple Acid is going to take him out, so it's going to take me, I think that was about 8 Apple Acids to beat him. I mean, you might not have to max out power points at all. Let me double check. Yeah, it took me a total of, actually it took me a total of 10 Apple Acids in total to beat him this time. So you might have to increase the power points. It's really up to you. The raid itself is not hard either way, so you could probably just not fight it and be like, okay, well, I guess I'll just use power points up this time because I didn't have enough last time. So that's fantastic. So just like with other shinies, you can't get this one yet, but you will be able to get it eventually as long as we beat 1 million, which you've easily been able to do every single time. So we got 1 spicy, 1 sour, 1 bitter herb mystica. We got 6 experienced large candy, 4 experienced XL candy, 5 iron, 80 terra ground shards, 5 more experienced candy L, an impish mint, 5 more iron, and 10 more ground terra shards. So that's actually a pretty good list because we got several mystical herbs. When I did this the first time, I didn't get any of them. But anyway, that's all you're really going to do. It's not incredibly hard, just like the other ones are. I can't imagine the 4th one's going to be any easier. But this is the Pokemon Fan 993 signing off. I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.